The breeze blows through a girl on a hill who is drawing, and the drawing board is painted with colorful paints. At a glance, the young man not far away was more charming than the wind in front of him, and the kind of familiarity seemed familiar. Daddy. The figure of the young man, gradually moving away, makes people feel melancholy, and the wind is reluctant to separate the destined pair. Then against the intervention, the white umbrella was raised, and that was what the wind was for. Fantastic. Good catch. The boy handed the umbrella back to the girl's father, and behaved like a gentleman. Greeting each other, turning to leave, picking up the white hat in the sea of flowers, leaving only an elegant back. A moment later, from the tree-lined path, hidden in the summer green, the girl's heart rippled. The back of the same gentleman she had the privilege of seeing once when she was young, but she didn't have time to ask the other person's name. The boy waved his hand and disappeared into the crowd. And this summer's winds are destined to make up for the miss. While having dinner at the hotel with her father, she saw the teenager sitting alone at the other end, and she recognized the other from the familiar side. And he is the one who has been concerned about him for a long time, with a flickering brilliance in his eyes, suppressing the throbbing in his heart. She sat down quietly, and only then did she nod her head lightly until the boy turned to respond to the heat, and the tacit understanding made her heart feel warm, like the bright blue of the summer sky. Perhaps sensing the guidance of the wind, the boy came to the hill again, and sure enough, he saw the familiar drawing board and white umbrella, but the girl was nowhere to be seen. He deliberately searched along the path, and the birds, streams, and green shade accompanied him, adding a bit of freshness to his heart. At the end of the path, sure enough, there was a touch of pretty, and the footsteps made her turn around, and the young man smiled and nodded at her, but the girl pouted a little aggrieved. "I'm sorry, I lost Miss first. Please don't go. I'm here thanking for this spring. I'm praying that it will bring you here. You really haven't changed at all, exactly the same as you did back then. I really appreciate that you helped me with that earthquake. I've always wanted to see you and thank you personally. You are the one. My name is Nanamiko Satomi. My name is Jiro Horikoshi." The raindrops meet the land, setting off a damp encounter, and the summer rain is like the wind, and it pours in the blink of an eye. The two of them held an umbrella together, but their bodies were already soaked, and they struggled to move forward together. Namiko said that 2 days before Ajuin's marriage, she knew Jiro's residence, and at that moment, she almost shed tears of excitement. That act of kindness to help, Erlang has become the prince in her and Ajuin's hearts, and it is the only salvation when they are helpless. Ajuin is now a mother of 2 children and is still grateful to him. During the conversation, the sky is clear, the sun is pouring down, the greenery seems more transparent and deep, as if life is fickle. As long as you survive the baptism of storms, the haze and gloom will always dissipate, and you will be greeted by colorful rainbows. I've completely forgotten what rainbows look like. It's good to be able to survive. Let's go. My father must be very worried. It's my father. Dad, come with me. I'll introduce Dad. Okay. The 3 of them made an appointment to have dinner together. But Nanamiko fell ill due to the cold, and the banquet had to be cancelled, and Jiro was very worried about her body, but she didn't want to be disturbed. I can only look up at the lights of the room on the top floor under the street lamp in the evening, and get a trace of relief from the warmth of the window. This night, he was not even interested in reading, and went out several times to look, and the room that had not been turned off all night was tormented until the sky cleared the next day. The same table, but I didn't wait for the person I cared about in my heart. Who has ever seen the wind? You and I have never seen it, but look at the trees hanging their heads, then you know that the wind blows. Let the wind stir its wings, send it to your side. Paper airplanes with longing fall to the eaves. Jiro reached out to pick it up, but happened to meet Namiko, who was curing from illness on the balcony. Jiro, Miko, Nanamiko, be careful. Jiro folded a paper airplane. The gentleman took off his hat and saluted, and in front of the girl, who was excited, began a magical talent show. Well received, the encounter between the wind and the paper airplane brings the fragrance of love and the heartbeat that is only once in a lifetime. Foreign friends joked that this is a magical mountain, where you can forget your troubles. This teenager, when he first came, he looked depressed, but now he has the joy of falling in love. Jiro frankly admits that he is currently in the sweetness of love. Then your object. Could it be a little girl? Yes, it's Miss Nanamiko. Please allow Ling Qianjin to have a relationship with me. However, Dad, please allow me to accept his request. The rarest thing about love is to go both ways. But Nanamiko confessed that her mother died of tuberculosis 2 years ago, and now she has the same disease, and she still needs a period of treatment before getting married. I have long been in love with you, from the moment you grabbed my hat. I also fell in love with you from the moment the wind sent you over. Will you marry me? I do, but I must be cured first. Are you willing to wait for me? Of course you can. I'll be waiting for you even for 100 years.